Hi everyone, this is Ginger and you're watching Gnostic Psych, the channel where I share with you the arcane and interesting related to psychology. If you like this video or any of my other videos, please click like and subscribe. And today I'm going to be talking about depression, referred to in the DSM-5 as major depressive disorder, and it's qualifying as a culture-bound syndrome. In previous videos, I covered culture-bound syndromes like Coro and Amok. For those who are unfamiliar with cultural bound syndromes, they are mental illnesses that result in behaviors and thinking aberrant in the context of social and behavioral norms within a particular culture and cause distress to the person afflicted. The concept of cultural bound syndromes was originally framed from the perspective of Western psychology medicine. However, mental disorders that are predominantly common in the Western world, can be regarded as cultural bound syndromes as well. The mental disorder highly prevalent in the West, depression, could be regarded by psychologists in other parts of the world as a cultural-bound syndrome. According to Dowrick, there is an assumption by Western psychologists that depression is a universal transcultural condition. However, depression is most prevalent in English-speaking countries who are developed, like Great Britain, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, and the United States. For example, the U.S. has an unspoken imperative for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness in America's Declaration of Independence. When an American is unable to be happy, the person may be diagnosed with a mental health disorder by a professional with the diagnosis depression. Rather than considering sociological factors, the Western medical model rules out sociopolitical and environmental factors, and medications are prescribed to alleviate what is perceived as the person's self-contained disorder. Cvetkovich referred to depression as a public feeling, brought on by political disappointment, economic disparities, histories of oppression and violence among marginalized groups, and widespread hopelessness among the general populace. I want to be clear that I'm not implying that medication treatment isn't effective and that Big Pharma is just out to sell pills. Psychiatric medications have made positive difference in the lives of millions of people with mood and psychotic disorders. I'm not implying in any way that people should stop taking their medications either. A person should consult with their prescriber before deciding to stop taking their mental health medications. What I am saying is that depression isn't just about genetic inheritance or a lack of serotonin in the brain. There is certainly a genetic predisposition for depression, and it is caused by an imbalance of neurotransmitters in the brain. However, medications are marketed as a cure-all for a person's problems and the way to change conditions over their overall personal life. Unfortunately, there is no magic pill, as we all know. Humans are biopsychosocial beings. Social conditions like income, health, opportunities for growth, hope for the future, and personal autonomy are just as integral a part of the onset of depression as biology and psyche. A sense of meaninglessness and demoralization that life in post-industrial, consumerist global capitalist society can produce is greatly overlooked and underestimated by the mental health community. Existential therapists like Viktor Frankl, Abraham Maslow, and Irvin Yalom argue that finding meaning and purpose in life, as well as medication and therapy, can increase a person's social well-being in society with social, economic, and political problems. Yes, there are cultural bound syndromes in other parts of the world and other cultures that have depressive symptoms, like Dat syndrome in India and Pakistan, Kifungisicia among the Shona in Zimbabwe, Nervios in Latin America, Shenjing Shuaruo in China, and Susto in Latin America and among Latinx Americans. However, the cultural context and how such disorders manifest and how they are treated is different from major depressive disorder in the Anglosphere.